where your focus needs to be to make more sales, part 2. Now this is part 2 in a series. If you haven't watched the first video yet, you're going to want to go back and do that. I've put a link in the description down there so you can click on that link and go back and watch number 1 first. Now these aren't actually exclusive. You don't have to watch one in one order and the other one in the other order. However, I would recommend you watch them both because they both have some great tips. Now if you've been wanting to increase your sales and you've been wanting to figure out ways to do that, this is the video for you, and I'm starting right now. Hey, this is JR Fisher. If you're new to my channel, you're going to want to subscribe. There is a huge, I mean huge subscribe button down there. Click it. If you click it, you can subscribe. Now that's not all though. You haven't completed things. You need to ring the bell. You need to smash the bell, turn on all notifications so that you're part of the VIP family, the Fisher family, and I can actually send you an email and notify you every single time a new video comes up. So check it out. We need to increase our sales, and there's certain steps we can do. Now I've been selling online since like 2009, and we've sold millions of dollars of both digital and physical products, and in selling all those products we've learned a few things, and on this channel I teach you those things. I show you how to start, run, and grow online businesses. Now I've even got my own branded products on thousands of websites, including Walmart. So we do these things every single day. So let's jump into part 2 of the things you can do to increase your sales. Now we did 1 through 12 in the last video, so we're going to pick up at number 13, and number 13 is keep your messaging consistent across all campaigns, all channels, all areas. And what this means is your look should be the same on Facebook as it is on YouTube, as it is on Twitter, as it is on LinkedIn. This consistency will help you build your brand, and as you build your brand, people become more trusting of it. If they go to your LinkedIn profile and it looks different than your YouTube profile, they're going to think they're at a different site. They're going to think it's a different company. So it's really super important that you don't just try out different things on different channels. If you want to try different logos and different styles, that's fine, but make sure they're consistent among all the different platforms. Number 14 is really important. Answer every question and address every concern in your copy, and I'm talking about objections too. Now the biggest mistake I see people making is they'll write ad copy and they've got this assumption that people know things, and when you assume that they know things, you'll find out that they're not taking the actions that you want them to do. Like I told you to subscribe, right? The assumption could be that, you know, everybody doing YouTube videos thinks that everybody knows to subscribe. Well, you may not, and you may also think that if you subscribe to my channel that you'll get notifications when I do new videos, which you won't. You gotta ring the bell. So I try to tell you that in every single video. When we're selling our survival foods, we don't assume they know everything. We have to tell them in the ad copy, you know, the sizes of the cans. We have to tell them how it's made. We have to tell them the ingredients. But too often when you're really close to your product, when you're really close to something, you may even use technical terms that they don't understand. So try to stay away from all those technical terms too, and assume that they don't know anything. It's better to give them more information than less information, so that they have the information they need to make a decision to buy your product. Number 15, give as much away free as you possibly can. Why would I say that? Well, if you're giving away stuff free, it's going to give you a couple different benefits. The first obvious benefit is reciprocity. In other words, if I give you something, you kind of feel like you owe me, and the only way you can pay me off is maybe buy one of my products. So if I'm giving you a lot of free stuff, it does something else that's really important too. It actually shows you I've got good stuff, okay, provided you do, and I would assume you do. But if you're giving away, let's say, a piece of one of your courses, maybe a module or two, make sure it's really good information. If it's really good and you're giving away a module or two and saying, hey, you can buy the rest of it for this price, you'll have a lot of people buy because they were able to test it out. They were able to use it. If somebody gets some of my training and they take that training and they use it and they get good results, they're going to say, wow, that's the free stuff and I got good results. result, so it must be a really good product. Same thing with our foods, and we sell samples of foods. And I know when we did gun shows years ago, we would actually hand people samples of the food and not tell them it was survival food, because that doesn't sound appetizing, right? We would give them some of the canned meat, and we would have it in a crock pot, and we'd have it heated up, and people would taste it and say, oh my God, that's delicious, what is that? And then we could tell them it was survival food and how we did it and what the process was, and it got the conversation going, and they already knew it was good. So it's really important, give away as much free stuff as you possibly can. 16 is create and target detailed buyer personas or avatars. Now I'm going to do an assumption I shouldn't do, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. The assumption is you know who your customer is, you know who your audience is, and if you don't, you got to figure that out. You want to figure out their age, you want to figure out their income level. And I know you may say, well, you know, I've got people who are 18 that buy my stuff, and I got people that are 65 that buy my stuff, but there is going to be a majority somewhere in that age that is the best customer for you, and that's what you want to target on. Those ones that are outliers, they're going to buy from you anyhow, but you really want to target the ones that are the majority of your customers. So you want to figure out male, female, homeowners, you know, cars, income, credit cards, whatever it is that you can target, any of the interests they may have. Are they into camping? Are they into hiking? Are they into sports? Are they into, you know, certain TV shows? Whatever it is you can use to hone in on them, the better off you're going to be, because all your ad copy and all your information is going to be targeting those people, and it will speak to them a whole lot better than if you just in general try to market to everybody. They say if you try to market to everybody, you'll market to nobody. Number 17, implement tiered pricing. And what do I mean by that? You need to have different pricing for your product at different tiers. Now some people, when they buy our survival food, they may just buy a can of it to taste it, and that's gonna be a certain particular price per ounce, right? And it's not going to be the cheapest. We're going to have people who are going to buy a case of meat, and that's going to be a little bit cheaper, and maybe it's a mixed case, so I have that at a different price. And then maybe I have people who buy 10 cases of that meat. Well, at 10 cases they're going to get a whole lot better pricing. And then I have people who will buy pallets of meat, and if they're buying pallets of meat, obviously they're going to get a better price. So you want to have this tiered pricing set up so that they can see the advantage of buying more too. This will also make them convert at a higher ratio to the more expensive lots of food. Why buy 10 cases of meat if that price is the same as 1 case of meat? So you need to do that too. Number 18, add a opt-in pop-up to push them over the edge. Now what do I mean by that? There's several things you can do, but when somebody enters your site and they look around for a second, a great idea is to have a pop-up that pops up and says, hey, 10% off on your first order if you click here now. That may be just enough to push them over the edge to actually buy your product. Pop-up opt-ins are great sources for gaining names and giving discounts and increasing sales. Number 19, optimize for mobile. You know, I had a hard time even convincing myself of this, but I go into my analytics every now and then and I look at what devices people are looking at my pages and my videos and all that, and without exception it's mobile devices. People are living on their mobile devices right now, and a lot of people are building their pages, they're building their websites on platforms that really don't take this into account. Now the one I recommend is Kartra. Kartra is great for sales pages, it's great for landing pages, it's great for memberships and all that. But the cool thing about Kartra is there's several tabs at the top, and you can view it on tablet, you can view it on mobile, and you can see exactly how that page is going to show up. If you don't have Kartra, I would highly suggest you watching the free video below that says Kartra on it, and you can watch that video by clicking the link. You don't need to opt in, you don't need a credit card or anything like that. If you decide you want to get Kartra with my link, you can get it for $1. So check it out. There's a trial for $1 you can get with Kartra. I would highly recommend you doing that, and that way you can optimize your pages and get more sales. Number 20, impress your new customers with an awesome welcome email. Now when somebody first buys from you, they don't really know your company that well. They don't know you, they don't know your products, but they're giving you a shot, right? They're giving you an opportunity to earn more business. The best way to do that is have a great welcoming email. It should be a warm and friendly email. It should let them know what to expect. So if you're going to be giving them content, you know, 2 or 3 days a week, put put that in the email. If you're going to be sending them specials, tell them about that in the email. This is a big mistake a lot of people do, is they don't let them know that they're going to be marketing to them, that they're going to be trying to sell them stuff. And then when people get emails where they're trying to be sold something, they get upset, they get angry, maybe they mark you as spam or something like that. It's a whole lot better to tell them up front that you're going to be giving them content and you're going to be trying to sell them stuff, you're going to be sending them specials, and let them unsubscribe right then than later on them report you as spam. Number 21, nail your value proposition. Now what do I mean by that? You want to make it painfully obvious what you do. This is super important. If you do that, the people will connect with you better. Now on our survival food side, it is survival cave food helping families prepare. So we don't use any scare tactics, anything like that. We don't say the government's coming for your food and guns and all that stuff, though there may be some truth to that, I don't know. But the point is, we let you know that we're here to help you prepare. We help you prepare for hurricanes and earthquakes and power outages and anything that could happen. We're not going to be talking about zombies or the end of the world, because hey, if it's the end of the world, you don't need any survival food whatsoever. You don't even need to buy from us. So we try to nail that value proposition right up front, and you need to do the same thing too. Understand that you may think they want to know everything about your company and they're so interested in your company and you, and the truth is they ain't interested in you. They're not. They're interested in what your product or services can do for them. And as soon as you realize that, and as soon as you market towards that, your sales will definitely increase. Number 22, use the voice of the customer. Too often when we're in business, we tend to talk in terms that may be slang terms to our business, or terms that customer may not understand. Now in the survival food industry, which I talk about a lot, there's a lot of terms that you can use, and there's a lot of acronyms you can use, but the truth is the majority of our customers are not big time preppers. They're just trying to get some food in their house so that they have something in case their power goes out, in case there's a flood, in case there's a hurricane, something along those lines. So you really want to talk in their voice. You don't want to talk over their heads. You want to talk simplistic, and you want to make sure that they understand what you're talking about and what services and what products you can provide that will help their pain points. You've got to know their pain points. You got to know what they worry about. You got to, like in one of our ads, we talked about the Red Cross, and do you want to be in line with 5,000 people trying to get whatever food that the Red Cross brought to the masses, or do you want to have delicious, ready to eat food in your house made by Survival Cave Food that is gourmet inspired meals? So when you think about that, you're like, well gee, yeah, I'd rather have something really good. And we even tell them it's better to have something that you want to eat, not something you have to eat. Number 23, pinpoint your best attribution and conversion paths. Now sometimes we think we know where all of our business is coming from, but it's not. It's coming from another place altogether. So that's where you really got to kind of dig into your data and see where your business is coming from. Once you know where it's coming from, you can better target that business. Now as you can see in this diagram right here, one of the first things you should do if your conversion rates look low is you need to examine your attribution models and conversion pathways and analytics. So the analytics will tell you a lot of stuff. You may be surprised to find that parts of your marketing strategy that seem like conversion duds actually have a big influence on your online sales. For example, maybe organic search isn't that great of a channel for converting into sales, but people who find you first through organic search and then see a Facebook ad are highly likely to become a paying customer. If that's the case, you should double down on that content marketing and pour some money into Facebook remarketing too. And 24, really big one, actually talk to your prospects on social media. For years companies have been so far removed from the customer, they haven't talked to them, and that has enabled really small people and small businesses to take a chunk of their business, because they will actually talk to the customers. They will answer their questions on social media. They'll respond to things on social media. They'll post content based on questions they ask. If you get in there and do it this way, you'll get a much better response. I know I have people now that follow me or buy my products, and they may have been listening to social media for years. I mean 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I've had people say, I've watched your videos for 4 years, I finally bought something from you. So you have no idea the effect that that's having. Sometimes it seems like it's not doing any good whatsoever, but it really is. You're building on this base, and you need to just keep doing it over over and over again. Number 25, and the last one, is use remarketing to close way more sales. Now, what is remarketing? Remarketing is basically putting your ads, putting your information in front of people that have already had some contact with you. Now, that contact could be a sale. Maybe it's people who bought from you. Like, you know, we sell one kind of food, so maybe we could remarket with one of our other foods. Or maybe, you know, they read one of your blogs, or maybe they visited your website. So any of these people that have had contact with your company, you can remarket to them by putting a pixel on these people and actually remarketing your information to these people, and that really does increase your sales. Another thing about remarketing is it helps keep your brand in the mind of the customer. An example would be is maybe people see stuff on our survival food, they don't think they want it, they're not even interested in it, and they see some content, they see some videos, you know, they see ads, and then one day a hurricane hits their town and they get flooded out. Well, they're going to go back and they're going to wait, what is that? Survival Cave food, they have survival food, I should get some of that now. Maybe they made it through that disaster, but it was rough for them, they didn't have enough food, they had to, you know, go to the grocery store and eat things they didn't want to eat, or they couldn't find food at all. So just keeping your name out there and that brand awareness will really help. Now, I want to know, this is the end of video 2 on this series, I want to know which components you think are really going to help you out, or which one of these you've tried. Put your comments below, I'd love to see your comments. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, hit that big button down there, turn on bell notifications, join the Fisher family, become a VIP, and I can actually send you emails and let you know every time I do one of these videos. As promised, I have a $97 e-commerce course. It's down in the description there. All you have to do is click the link and learn. Click the link and learn. I like the way that sounds. You don't need a credit card, you don't need PayPal, you don't need anything. Just click the link and learn. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.